Hello everyone, this is Adrian with another release for Avo. Today we're going to talk a little bit about 320, the current release, and we are going to talk a little bit about Avo 4 and a few other things. So let's get into it. Let's take it bottom up from the refactors, access the view type from the resource. This is a tiny refactor where we move the view type from the index params to something else, so you can basically use it inside an action link builder if you want to do that. This is actually a chore. The Clearbit logo API does not exist anymore. Default alert components, so we had an issue where if you use, there was I think some kind of race condition where the alerts weren't like properly, the state of the alert wasn't properly set, so that would basically return an error, but now we made it so it doesn't, so that's always good. Paul prepared a few things for the new Avo 4 version. We're going to talk a little bit about it. So this HTTP generator, it's exactly that. It will generate HTTP resources. I'm going to talk all about that. Abstract resources. Again, this introduces the concept of an abstract resource. So, we kind of try to not show you some kind of errors that we in like a base resource. There's a corner case somewhere that's happening. So now if we mark this as an abstract resource, it's just that doesn't happen anymore. And it's also better for plugins because they can introduce their own abstract resources on their own. Change nested add button. Yes, we are bringing nested resources to Avo 4. We're going to talk all about that. Maintenance, and then bug fixes. Copyable date style, so the copy button would just push the content a little bit, so now that is fixed. Text area and index field. Yes, this is a new change on the text area, so you can make it to be visible on the index if you want to do that. We thought that wasn't something that you'd like to do, but seems that you do, so that's possible now. Array resource actions query. What is this? Yes. So again, the array resource is a very powerful tool, but it had a few corner cases, a few edge cases, a few bugs, and this kind of fixes some of those. Apply scope on has many fields while searching on the association table. So thank you so much, Piyush. Basically the search in the has many would not apply the scope, and now it does, so that's amazing. Missing icon button from action list style as icon. Thank you, Ryan, that's awesome. Access record inside field on update requests. What is this on update? Yep, okay, yep. So if you wanted to do something about the record, you wouldn't be able, like in the options in the Boolean group, now you can. So that is fixed. Belongs to field should use association's primary key. So is this about the generator? I think maybe it's about the generator. Volunteer. I think so. No, actually, it's not for the generator. Yeah, so I think there was an edge case where the proper primary key wasn't, the primary key wasn't properly fetched for the belongs to, and now it is. So that's great. Thank you so much, Simon. Belongs to resource generator. This is about the generator. So this is an improvement. Whenever you generate to the belongs to, it probably generates the field. Authorization log. This was a bug. So we picked this up when we introduced the array resource. So if you had a record that didn't respond to 2param ID, that would crash. Now it doesn't. Empty value on condition select. Yep, this is more of an improvement actually. It's there was a very weird edge case that now is fixed. Avoid engine options. Okay, mutation on mount. This goes a little bit deep. If you've never had issues with this, then it's not worth me talking about that. Nested model. So this is something for some preparation for the avo4 release. Allow nested false, again about nested resources. Nested add button, again same thing. And moving on to the enhancements. Add JSON-B to field mapping. Yep, so JSON-B fields should be displayed as code. So thank you so much, Manuel, for your contribution. Preview file attachment without download. Yeah, this is a good one from Simon. So before we had only like this preview kind of item, which is kind of ugly, which it shouldn't stretch this much. And now it's a link. So when you click on it, instead of downloading, which is what this button would do, it will just open a new page and you can preview that file. Add pre-generated option for code fields. Thank you so much, Zephin. So now instead of doing, so this is something that we used to do a lot in our code bases. So field body as code, format using, and then, JSON pre-generate, JSON parse, value to JSON, and then, and now we can just add pre-generated through and it'll take care of this whole thing for you. So thank you, Zephin, for that contribution. Access record on array block. It's exactly that. Whenever you're using the array kind of field, the array resource as a field, you need a record to actually fetch something off of that record. So now that's available. Trigger request on tags filter when focusing. Yep. So this basically adds, I think the fetch values from was actually broken and now it's not. So it fetches these values from the backend whenever you're trying to, create some filters. And this is not looking very well, so we need to fix that. Release-driven development, it's called. Add support for decoration in base field handling. Oh, thank you, Ender, for this. So what was happening was most people were using format using, but whenever you're using format using, the problem is that it's going to be applied on form fields as well. So all of the fields, so index, show, edit, and new. And now we introduce this new, what is it? Do we have the documentation for this? This new option on a field, which is called decorate. And then you have a block. It's basically the same thing as format using, but it will be applied only on display fields, and display fields are index and show, right? So that on edit you'll still have that raw value that you can muck around and do whatever you need to do with it. Dynamic filters on empty conditions. Yeah, this was another improvement. Where is it? So the conditions. So some people, including us, needed a way to have basically like a drop down, but kind of like a select filter, but using the text one, if that makes sense, because of the conditions, whatever. So the conditions didn't make sense, have something like, is null, is not null, is greater, or contains, or whatever. And now you can pass on conditions and an empty hash to the dynamic filter. And that will basically erase the conditions drop down. You'll only have the values drop down. Okay, cool. We've gone through this rather quickly. And we don't have a lot of big features because, as you may know, we are focusing a little bit on avo4, and I want to move the focus onto this roadmap, which contains, kind of a higher level of the things that we want to bring to avo4 and what we want to make it. And here and done, you may see that Paul, already has an initial iteration for the HTTP resource. So it's basically kind of like, the array resource, but for HTTP endpoints. And it's very, like, we have spoken with a few of you that are using the array resource as an HTTP resource, or like fetching things from an endpoint, and that's not very performant because HTTP requires like a different type of attention to like things like pagination, to like filtering, to like fetching only the records that you need to. So this HTTP resource, it's actually such a cool, I don't know if we have this here. Yes, we don't have the API. Maybe next time when we'll do the release. So it's going to be such a cool tool for you that you'll be able to, input like an endpoint, and then you'll have like plenty of methods and ways to actually extract, the pagination and the filtering and apply actions and do all sorts of things on resources that are not active record but are actually living on an HTTP endpoint. So it's going to be such a very big, powerful tool. As you may have noticed, the reactive fields are in the done column. So Paul again finished the initial iteration on reactive fields. They are quite nice, and they will be a first-party feature on Avo 4. Next, he's working on the REST API. So one of the things that everybody, not everybody, but some people, some teams need is a REST API from the resources they've created. So you already, generated the resource. You have like the tables and grid and whatever. Why not generate some a RESTful API based on that? And Paul is doing a little bit of research there. We'll probably not end up using something like Grape or some of those RESTful libraries. Probably not. Probably kind of like build our own based on like the best practices. It will definitely be customizable and versionable and all those nice goodies. So again, you can take Avo, install it on the server, and you can use like a React SPA, whatever. All kinds of things that you want to like tie to your REST API. So again, another powerful tool in your toolbox. I started working on theming dark mode and Tailwind 4 transition, and it's a big deep rabbit hole. We do have, I think we did reach kind of like one a good way of doing things, because we don't want to build like a full UI kit. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We do want to use Tailwind, but we do want to make it a little bit easier, and extracting classes and doing all kinds of stuff that's not very, very easy to do. But we are working on that, and we are going to have a nice, powerful theming engine for you to use with powered by CSS variables and all kinds of like calculations, and it's going to be like really, really interesting. And then in the to-do column, we have a lot of things, starting from like upgrade to Vue Components 4 to like improving LLM support. We'll talk a little bit about that. Keyboard shortcuts, improving search, global and inline search, calendar and Kanban views, collaboration tools, and what you see is what you get improvements. So probably we're going to try to elevate Rhino to like kind of the next level, to add the tools that I don't want to say it's missing out, but it's missing like out of the box. But it's really cool that we have that tool, and thank you, Connor, for building it and making it open source. So yeah, we're going to improve the what you see is what you get experience. And again, collaboration tools, we kind of have a beta out in the wild. If you're interested, talk to us, but still we want to bring all of these inside Avo 4. I did mention improve LLM support, so we are going to have a strategy around AI as well. There's a lot of talk about AI now. Is it good? Is it bad? Should I use it? Should I not use it? Is it worth bringing it into my product or not? And this is what we're exploring. We're exploring the possibility to use AI in a very conscious and valuable way. Of course, you want to extract value, but we don't want to add AI just to have it there. So it's going to be a combination between dev tooling, resource management, and like UI management in general, and like querying some of the data. So we're trying to figure out where does AI fit into Avo 4. We did so if we go to the docs, if we go to avohq.io/llms.txt, you can use this today, and it's basically like a condensed, actually it's more of a concatenated version of the docs, but the LLM should understand, the editor and the client should understand Avo a little bit better. You'll have all the snippets and everything inside of this LLM's text file. So this is available right now. yeah, so Avo 4 is going to have some AI attached to it. We want to bring out the value of it. So a little bit of dev tooling and querying, and maybe trying to work with the UI as well. So yeah, that's the big gist with Avo 4. So it's going to have all of these tools that are maybe missing right now, and you've told us that you need them, and a little bit of AI, and the new theme, the new themable kind of thing, and it kind of becomes this new kind of product. And you've kind of seen that we are maybe moving away from this admin panel framework that we've been keep telling people about it, and we're going into this kind of the essential toolkit of building internal tools on Ruby on Rails. Because when you think about it, like admin panel, back office, operational software, internal, like everything, like kind of like CMS, CRM, all this, like they just mash together in these internal tools. This is kind of like the digital brain of our operation, like of our application. So it becomes kind of like operational software, right? So it's not that admin panel that sits in the back of the closet only two people touch, because if you click the wrong button, you're gonna break something. So we're moving into more towards these internal tools, because I think that kind of like Ruby, like actually Rails, it's not very often mentioned when people talk about internal tools, when in fact, like, you can build incredible internal tools, very fast and very maintainable, and of course robust. So we are trying to complement that. We're trying to complement what Rails brings to the table with a few of the things that maybe you used to build yourself. So we're looking to like kind of becoming, this tool that, saves you like an engineer or two, maybe designer, maybe a product person, because, some companies don't have that product person to actually steer the product in the right direction, like create the proper tool. So we're trying to create all of these tools so you can build better internal tools, so you can focus on the core, the more unique aspects of your business, like the core of your business. In a gist, this is Avo 4. I think we don't have a big release date right now. I think it's going to be maybe in September or close to September, October, maybe in the fall. We might have a beta faster. We'll see how all of these pieces, develop, all of these features. And we definitely need your feedback. So if you've seen this, if you have thoughts about what I said or what I didn't say, definitely write us an email, get on GitHub issues or GitHub discussions, and we want to hear about your ideas and your feedback. I want to turn your attention to Friendly RB, your Friendly European Ruby conference. It's an international conference, and most people come from outside of Romania. It's on September 10, 11, plus 12 if you want to do the Friday trip, which I definitely encourage. You can see like the video what happened last year. It's a really, really cool release. We have incredible speakers that you probably won't see at too many other conferences, especially like Ruby conferences. So Michelle Hansen, she's the author of Deploy Empathy. Andrew Culver, we know him from Bullet Train and from ClickFunnels. Jonathan Markwell from URL Box, and Irina Nazarova from Evil Martian. So incredible speakers. We'll be announcing, I think, 3 more in the following weeks. Definitely apply. The CFP is open until July 1st. So we do want to have new people on the stage. So if you think you have something cool and interesting to tell your community, definitely reach out. We have the Friday trip. So on Friday, after the 2 days of conference, we get on a train in the morning, we go to the mountainside, we visit some castles, we eat some good, traditional food, we get on the mountain, we do a few activities, and then back on the train and get back to Bucharest on Friday evening. So this is where the magic happens. This is where the networking and the relationships and the, all of those connections happen. Everybody's been telling me that this is one of the highlights of their, and so I don't want to say their year, but, one of the highlights of the conference. I want to thank our sponsors, ClickFunnels, Buzzsprout, AppSignal is with us again, so thank you so much for supporting the community, and BitZesty, they are a new community sponsor, so definitely check them out as well. We are still part of the Ruby Triathlon tradition. This started 3 years ago. People, they go to Yuruko, Friendly, and then Rails World, the 3 conferences which are back to back, week after week, in September. And you travel together, you spend a lot of time together, you get to know each other. So again, a really special opportunity. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely I would recommend you do this. And this year is going to be the same, like Rails World, Friendly RB, and then Yuruko, Amsterdam, Bucharest, and then Viana do Castelo, which is amazing. I literally cannot wait to do this. And we are going to have a nice surprise for you as well, for the Ruby Triathlon, but also like for the greater Ruby community, like Ruby conferences and events community. So this is probably gonna be a surprise. You'll see in September, but definitely check it out. That's about it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being an amazing community, and thank you for your feedback, ideas, and support. And please keep it coming. We love it. We love to see that people are kind of like, watching these videos, and they like it or they don't like it, and we want to know that. So thank you so much, and have a good one. See ya.